We have a yo-yo champion on Hometown
That's
this morning
right.
today.
K-Strass, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. How are you?
Good. And you go around to schools with yo-yos and show demonstrations, and you have a goal behind all this.
Yeah, I go around. I've been teaching kids about the environment. Actually, I've only been in one school so far, and I'll be honest, it didn't go so hot. In fact, it was literally a major disaster.
Oh, no.
Because basically the kids didn't like my stories, and it's no surprise because they were running around most of the time. And I'm sorry, I think there's something to be said about how kids are brought up these days. And I come from a home that believed in spanking. Okay, and so when I was being bad, Daddy would get a switch or a belt, and I would get it, and I would get it good, and I am literally terrified, to this day.
Well, hopefully you can, try another school. I mean, it was your first time, so maybe you
Right.
can see for the next time. But basically,
Right.
you go around and you talk about nature. I mean, going green,
Been
the whole
trying
Going
to.
Green event. Is that basically the whole point behind your message, what you're going to try to spread?
Well, yeah, but I kind of have breaking news. This may literally be the last time you see me in this shirt. They are going in a different direction, and it's a direction without me. And am I angry about this, Kyle? Yes, I am.
Well,
And-
let's. How about you show us some yo-yo demonstrations? I mean, you are the
Okay.
yo-yo champ. You brought a yo-yo with you, right?
I actually last night what I did was I came up with one named after the station.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yes.
So
Okay.
what it's called the KQTV.
KQTU.
KQTV.
Or two.
KQ2.
There you go.
I
Same
got
one.
Yeah.
brain fart.
We go by two different things.
yeah.
We'll go ahead and show the KQ2
Okay.
yo-yo move.
See, you have the up and down,
Okay.
Okay, pretty basic.
and then
Oh.
Oh, you're right.
yeah. Okay, let's see.
How long have you been practicing yo-yo?
Since oh god,
Since you were younger,
When
or-
did Schubert Dip come out?
Oh, I don't know. That's just,
Because it was my first one was to that.
yeah.
first
Well, the
one.
up and down is the basic move. I mean,
The
that's
basic.
pretty basic. Are you gonna? Don't hurt yourself.
Nope.
Oh,
You know what? Do you have a clip?
a clip?
Did Joe send a clip over?
No, we don't have a clip. That's what a clip of what you've done before.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. You kind of wrap that up, but basically, K-Strass is what you go by.
Yep. And then I'm gonna be up in Omaha.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it.
Hello, and welcome to Fly By Films, a podcast that meets once or twice a month over the magic of distance-defying tubes, or some shit like that. Magic of the internet. Two dinguses, myself, Jamison Barsotti, coming from Chico, California, and my co-bro over in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Blake Collier.
Hey, hey, hey.
We get together and discuss films that, for better or worse, but inevitably get forgotten.
Mm-hmm. And we're actually
To-
buying into that this year.
Yeah, I think we're making a good faith effort to not buy into the cop-out version of that, which is eventually all movies will be forgotten.
Yeah.
Which is how we get away with just talking about any movie. But I think we're making a really good effort. Blake, what movie are we talking about today?
We are talking about the... I forgot to look up the year, but I'm thinking it's 92.
91.
91. The 1991 classic John Hughes-written film, Career Opportunities, with none other than Frank Whaley and Jennifer Connelly.
And
And,
John Candy.
but briefly, it's a cameo.
it's a cameo, but it's a full-on part. I think
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's
And the
uncredited.
Mulroney brothers.
Yes.
In what feels like their first film, because neither one of them acted very well.
Yeah, this is true. And but it is not the first film that we've had one of the Mulroney brothers on,
Nope.
right?
Nope. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was the last episode. Was Quigley,
Yes.
where he played the animal control man.
Which Mulroney brother
Operator.
was that?
That is not Dermot. Dermot has moved on to much better things.
Yeah, it was Kieran.
Do you think that Kieran often in his mind says Dermot instead of damn it?
God Dermot. Yeah, I do.
I mean, it's just laying there for him.
Yeah.
It's just like low-hanging fruit. But
yeah.
Anyways, yes, the Mulroney brothers.
Yeah.
I almost said boys, and that would have worked too.
Yeah,
at least I don't think either one of them have transitioned or anything. So
I think boys is fine.
Yeah, I think
We're
so
not
too.
dealing with the Wachowskis.
I think actually, you know who I thought was the better of the two Mulroneys in this one? I actually think that Kieran was better, and it's because he was just I fear he was just acting like himself.
Well,
like mildly brain dead and like ogling J-Con's breasts the whole time.
Yeah, I think you pointed this out that one of the Mulroney brothers, the famous one, the one that people know of, is much better looking than his brother.
Yeah.
So I think it pushed his brother to go all out and
that's fair.
Put some stank into that role.
What I like about that character is he doesn't even aim to to ask her out or like flirt with her or anything like that. Like he fully acknowledges that she is out of his league, but that doesn't keep him from looking at her the whole movie.
Yeah.
So not the whole movie. It's like the last 20 minutes that they even show up.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But Blake, I think this was a very good choice, and I'll just briefly touch. Maybe I had seen images from this movie, but I did not know this movie existed. I think it's a perfect forgotten film.
Did you ever go to video stores as a kid?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you ever see the VHS for this?
No.
It's like one of those classic, like somehow two or more people are like somehow standing at an angle on the cover. Like that's a thing that can happen in real life. Like over each other. I think on this one they're almost like horizontal, which is kind of sexual. Which there's a lot about this movie that is sexual.
Yes.
So, including the fact that one reviewer, I found this funny. They got all of the movie cut or shot, and they were in the editing room, and they're like, "Fuck, this is horrible. We need to reshoot Jennifer Connelly on one of those dime store horses in a tank top, just rocking on that horse. That's the money shot right there."
And it was. It is.
It is the money.
It is the money shot. Well, we'll get into all of that. Blake, how are you?
I am grand, and I mean that in all of its sardonic, cynical, sarcastic meaning. What I haven't told you yet is I am back in a boot because my foot decided to hurt again. which is just a
Oh,
nice little entry into this month of horribleness.
yeah, that
So yeah,
sucks.
I'm trying to like get it to where it's not gonna, hopefully not gonna be bad tomorrow. Because who wants
No,
to
did it
wear a
just
boot to
start?
work?
Yeah, did it just start hurting, or is this like because of an accident or something like that?
So this has happened. This specific thing has happened probably 3 times in the past 7 years.
Okay.
Um, and the last one was, I think, around 6 months to 8 months ago.
Oh
So it's
no.
sparse. Like it's not like
Yeah.
constant, but it'll just like randomly pop up, and it'll just like I'll wake up the next one morning and it'll just start to have a slight pain, which is fine most of the day, and then like it gets worse and worse and worse. Now the last time I didn't have a boot. That's when I got the boot. Was the last time when I went to the foot doctor and they were like, "Yeah, we don't see anything wrong. There's no broken bones or anything like that." So I'm not sure what's going on there. We'll put you in a boot and come back in 2 weeks and we'll take another look at it and see how it's doing and whatnot. And 2 weeks later, it was fine. Didn't even have to wear the boot. I think I wore the boot for maybe a week tops.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm just trying to coax it to be
Does the
better.
boot does the boot help?
Yes.
Like the pain? Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, it depending on how bad it is, how bad the pain is, it lessens it by about probably I would say 80%. And so right now it feels great because I took some pain meds about 6 hours ago, and I'm gonna take some before I go to bed tonight.
Nice.
And like just lather my foot in uh, some kind of aspirin cream or whatever the hell it is. So
Yeah.
yeah, so hopefully I'll wake up in the morning and it'll be fine. And
Yeah.
so yeah, that on top of really really fun day yesterday with the kids. Man, I tell you what, good times. Good times. They did not get enough sleep and they were just at each other all day long.
Oof.
And man, just breakdown after breakdown, big in their emotions. And
Mm.
by the end of the day, my wife went to go deliver some food to a family at our church that had just had their second kid. God bless their souls. Um, and and we had signed up to bring them food on Saturday. I was just like, there's no way these kids can go anywhere right now. Like they are toast. So I opted to stay home with them. She could go, deliver food, hold the baby, whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, by the end of the night, my wife got home and I had just gotten the kids to sleep. And I turned to her and I said, that was not my favorite day by any stretch.
Yeah.
So,
You like texted me in the middle of the day and you were like, F this day. And
and it
it,
only got worse from that point,
yeah.
which is the sad part.
Oh, damn. It
It
sounds
was
rough,
rough.
dude. Yeah.
Thankfully, the one upside, because I texted you early in the week, like a Monday or something, saying, "Do you ever get the feeling like
Yeah.
the feeling of doom that the week is just going to turn to shit?" And
Yeah.
thankfully, it didn't turn to shit. So I mean, until yesterday,
It
but
just turned to,
yeah,
constant breakdowns and
I was
you
worried
know,
about work, and I should have been worried about the kids.
yeah, it's funny, man. Like kids do a number on you in that way because they're so small and you know the breakdowns they have are so insignificant and you think that you can like put up with like oh yeah they're gonna break down and then they're gonna get over it but like when you add these up and they're just so constant like it can really wear you down and just sour everything.
Has Hazel Cole cocked you in the face yet?
Uh,
In one of his fits?
he hasn't done that yet. He does hit sometimes when he gets angry, but not. We usually like get pretty mad at him for doing that. So, but he will get pretty wild, and I've had to like he'll like hop on me, and I've had to like tell him not to stand on my nuts.
Don't you hate it when they do that shit?
That hurts.
It's the worst.
Yeah, and I'm just like, hey, this area, you can step on me. This is fine. Like, okay, just not this area. Like, just don't.
You can literally kick or hit me anywhere except for that area.
I don't care. But just watch out. Yeah. Yeah, my weekend, yeah, dude, it just sounds like your July is kind of crazy. And
it's been like, something.
Yeah, I feel like mine as well. Like it is mostly work, actually. I mean, it's a mixture because like, you know, there's all this stuff at work. I've been putting in like 50 to 60-hour weeks, which is not fun to do like consistently at all. And so I've just been like tired. But then it's the summertime, so people plan things, and there's all these family things and requirements and extra things. And, you know, you want to be a member of your community and your family by attending these things. But they end up being things that you use your vacation time for that aren't relaxing at all. And, and you know, it definitely feels like you are working when you're not working and just doing all that. So yeah, I'm not trying to complain a bunch, but that's been a lot of my week. Like this past week was really hard at work, and then the weekend rolls around and Kira's gone to a bridal shower for the whole weekend and it's just me, and it's fine and it went okay. You know, I love hanging out with my son. He's just a lot of energy, and so that's been a lot of my
constant
July.
suck of need.
Yeah, it's
and not necessarily in a bad way. It's just the truth. I mean,
but this weekend, you know, we did some outings. Today we went to the creek, and he got his first bee sting, so that was something. Yeah,
fun.
Yeah,
did the bee leave the stinger in?
It did, and I was able to pull it out. So
nice.
I was able to see the stinger, and I took a picture of the hole that it left after, and you know, so I was able to like get some eyes on it, and there was nothing that happened. It didn't swell at all. It's just
that's good. Just hurts.
It just hurt a lot, and I think we put some ice on it. We were like, I don't know, 20 minutes from home, and we didn't have a lot of supplies. So like, I like texted Kira, and she was like, "Did you put yogurt on it?" And I was like, "What? Why would I?" One, why would I do that? And no, I didn't have any yogurt. And she like explained it, and you know, it's supposed to be a thing that helps. I don't know. It was fine with just some ice. There was someone there who had a cooler, and he gave us some ice, and it was fine. So, yeah.
You got played.
I got played by the bee. Yeah.
Man, that is I don't think I've ever been stung by a bee. I've been stung by wasps.
Oh, well, I mean, I know they're different, But don't they all like fall into the same category of like stung by bee?
Maybe.
Wasps don't leave the stinger, right? They just keep going.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
They're little assholes, man.
Yeah, no, they're terrible.
Bees are like, I don't know. Maybe there are some types of. I'm not far from a bee expert, but at least like with honeybees, I feel like they're generally speaking pretty like laid back unless you fuck with them.
Well, so this was on the bottom of his foot. So
Oh,
he
shoot.
like
Yeah, he didn't have a chance.
Yeah, he stepped on the bee, and so yeah, the bee was like, and he didn't mean to. He wasn't trying to like stomp on these things.
Whereas a freaking hornet or a wasp will just like aim for you. Like if you get anywhere near them, they're like, "Fuck you, guy." I've been stung underneath my eye by a wasp. Oh, it hurt so bad. Yeah, that's what you get for painting the exterior of rent houses for years.
Yeah,
no, I bet there's bee sting or wasp stings.
I bet there's tons of wasp nests around.
Yeah.
Did you ever see one of my favorite Office subplots is Nate? He's the like warehouse soup that that Dwight hires when he buys the property. I don't know
if I remember that one.
He's played by why am I blanking? Mark Prosh.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, who's very, very funny and very,
he's
very like he's got such a unique style.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch his
the where he would go on like the yo-yo master?
Yes. Yeah, this was before the internet. This is before the internet. He would get onto these TV news programs and be like this yo-yo guy who was like kind of an inspirational yo-yo type guy, but his bit was he never tried to show any tricks and he just kept talking just very awkwardly, and it is it's so good. I forget.
And when he tried to do a trick, it would suck. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was a good
and
bit.
These were real TV stations. These weren't like These were he would con his way onto these morning shows and whatnot.
Yeah, when I think about like people who deserve their comedy standing, I'm like, this guy definitely like he found a unique thing to do, and he built, in a sense, it's kind of like a Nathan Fielder thing,
Yeah.
So, but
did you ever watch What We Do in the Shadows?
Yes, yeah. So
the energy vampire, which is a perfect role for him.
It's a perfect role for him. Did you ever watch? There's a horror movie with him in it. It's like, there was a string of movies that all kind of have similar titles that blend in my mind. This one is like, it's called Another Evil.
I don't think I've seen that.
So it's really weird. It is worth your time. I'm recommending it to you. I don't know if I would recommend it to everyone, but I'm recommending it to you because I think you'll be into it. But it's this guy who thinks there's like a ghost in his house. So he hires this like ghost hunter who he kind of dresses like Indiana Jones, but he's a ghost hunter, and it's Mark Prosh.
Oh my gosh.
But the whole thing is he turns into this cult-like maniac who won't leave the house. And so the horror starts coming from him because he like gets in the house and like starts terrorizing these people.
Oh my god.
Which is actually really funny, knowing his whole thing about kind of like conning people into thinking that he has has these abilities and then getting on these shows, So it was almost like written with him in mind.
I mean,
Um,
he was almost like the proto Tim Robinson as far as the
yeah,
awkwardness,
yeah.
because his comedy is so awkward, but
So
it's so funny.
yeah, so we are way beyond why I brought him up. So he plays this character Nate in The Office, and in one of the episodes, in one of the first episodes, he has to take care of a wasp's nest, and Dwight just gives him this like these like tools to deal with it. And there's like a machete, a baseball bat, a flamethrower, a gun, and he like decides to go after it with a bat, and they're all like, no, 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 and then it cuts away. They're just watching him from above. Anyway, yeah. So wasps.
There are parts of Office, the Office in the later seasons that I'm pretty sure I've never seen, because I kind of like lost the loving feeling at some point, and I just never returned. I never
Yeah,
So.
I think there are good things about The Office throughout. Like I think
I
I
stopped
do.
after David Spader. David Spader. James
Yeah.
Spader. David Spader.
Have they ever played? They should play
That's
Brothers.
a movie. They should be that should have been Freakier Friday.
Yeah. So it's David Spade and James Spader.
Yeah. I think that's the last season I watched was the James Spader one.
A lot of people don't like James Spader in that.
I love James Spader. He's great in it.
That. He's great. And how his character kind of peters out at the end is perfect, just because he's such this enigmatic thing, and then it just kind of like he cons his way into another thing. Yeah. Yeah, there's some bad things as it gets like into the later seasons, most notably I think with Andy's character, but like it starts, it always maintains a lot of value in in some of the side characters and stuff, so I don't know.
And Dwight and John Krasinski are still pretty solid characters throughout the whole show.
Yeah,
Pam too, I guess, but Pam's kind of a straight. Pam is the straight person for all the stupid shit to happen. So
yeah.
But yeah, we were talking about getting stung by wasps. That's where we got into The Office.
Yeah.
God. Oof, man. Tangents tonight. I like it.
Tangents tonight.
Yeah, so you were a single parent this week. With one kid.
Yes.
I get to be a single parent of 2 kids at the end of the month.
Wonderful.
My wife is going on a cruise with, get this, her mother, her sister, and her niece.
Nice.
And I'm excited to see how that goes.
Is this the first time? Wait, what? Are you excited to see how that goes or how you go?
Oh, I mean, I'll be exhausted. Yeah. There's no doubt. No, I'm excited to see how that trip turns out for my wife.
Is this not an ideal situation for your wife?
No, not ideal.
Okay.
It's probably better than some alternatives, but it's really messy with her family. And so her and her sister have joked about turning into like a therapy cruise where they like lay down boundaries and they're like, no, we're going to do it this way. And we're going to express our feelings and we're going to show our preferences. And we're not going to like just become martyrs. And I'm like, I'm excited to see how that works for you.
Yeah. No. I
Because
hope
to
she
me, it
gets.
sounds like she's going to come home and she's going to need a vacation from vacation.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
But I hope, I hope that she gets the cruise that she wants. So.
Yeah. I think I'll just be tired. I'm not too
Okay.
worried about
Yeah.
it. I mean, yeah,
It-
it's going to be a pain in the ass, but whatever. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we've got vacation Bible school for 3 of those days from and I'm volunteering. I'm taking the day off on Friday.
Amazing.
And so that's half a day for 3 days that I don't have to be the sole caregiver. So,
That's great. That's
so
great.
yeah, we'll see how it goes. It'll be a nice little cap to the end of the month. So
Yeah.
maybe August will be better. My youngest is turning 2 in August, so that can't be too bad, right?
Owen is 2 in August?
He's gonna be 2 in August.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's great. I feel like once they hit 2, like, I don't know, something unlocks. I mean, it's around then too, so it might just be kind of unlocked where they're just people at this point. I know they're people before then,
Mm-hmm.
but it's kind of hard. It's like that part of the movie that you have to suspend disbelief for.
Yeah.
You're like,
To get to the good stuff.
I know there's a person in there. I'm just gonna believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I around this time with Seamus was climbing on everything. So we always knew he was going to be a climber. Still is.
Mm-hmm.
That kid can climb on shit that I don't think I could nowadays.
Yeah.
And Owen has some of that. Like, he can climb too, but he's more interested in dancing. You turn on music and he'll just like jump around and do his thing.
Yeah.
And he'll even break dance. It's hilarious. Like, he'll do this downward dog looking move and he'll like swing his feet around and like fall on the ground. And
Dude,
it's the best.
that's great. Yeah, Hazel loves dancing too. That's like
Oh,
his
man.
jam. He like does the shoulder thing as soon as there's a beat
Yep.
going. Just anything. He's
Owen
like,
does it too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta get
Owen's
into
the
it.
same way. He is the same
Oh
way.
man, it's so cute. It's so cute.
I do want to share with you a really funny thing funny story from today. And this is a pretty common thing that happens. But I think I sent you a GIF of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I said like he hit swinging the chainsaw around, and I said this was Owen with a vacuum, like a handheld vacuum, in the living room, just swinging it around, like chasing brother with it. And at one point, Seamus screams out, "Owen, don't blow me!" And my wife and I just look at each other, and we're just like, "Oh my god."
No lies detected.
No lies detected.
It's probably a good thing. So
I mean, this is a kid that often asks his parents when he wants his food to be cooled off by us blowing on it. He'll ask it this way. He'll be like, Mama, will you blow me off?" How do you even like respond to that? He has no idea what he's talking about, but I mean, keeping a straight face with that is just impossible. So
Dude,
yeah.
Yeah, this is so funny to me because kids get these like get their I guess their pronouns mixed up so much because like Hazel will constantly ask me hold you, and he'll be like this, and I'll be like, yeah, you can hold me. here, grab a hold of me. And then, he'll like stand there with his arms open for a minute, and I'll be like, no, I got you. And then I'll pick him up. So,
yes, you got to be a dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so fun, but man, handful.
Yeah. Kids are good, but
They are good. They are good.
They
but they got
are-
the sin in them.
and to circle it back to Mark Brooks, kids are energy vampires.
Yeah,
They literally are.
especially when you have kids this late in life, like my wife and I did. We're just struggling to keep up with these.
Yeah, it's because you don't have energy enough.
Exactly.
You have very little. Yeah.
So people ask me if I'm still riding. I'm like, when I feel like it. Most of the time I don't.
No, it's true. Like there's so many things that I want to like do and sit down and do, like coding projects and things like that. But at the end of the day, when you've got like an hour between sleep and you know what you're doing now, it's just the phone scrolling. It's very tempting.
It is. And isn't
but-
it shitty? And this will be a nice little segue. This will be a nice segue into talk of the movie or other things. But isn't it shitty? My wife and I talk about this often. Is that when you really put it down to paper during the week? We're not talking weekends. During the week, we see our kids 3 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Not counting sleep. Not counting sleep. Because we wake up at 6, we're out the door by 7.
Mm-hmm. That's 1 hour.
That's 1 hour. We get home. By the time we get home, it's usually close to 5. And they're usually in bed by 7 or earlier.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 3 hours a day, 15 hours for the week with your kids. And yet you're working 40 hours a week for a fucking corporation. And then sleeping like, well, if not people with kids our age, but normal people sleeping 8 hours a night.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
It is. It is. This is not a good trade-off.
It's not a good trade-off.
And yeah. And when the jobs kind of make you think that like that is somehow worth it in the trade-off, that's where I just don't believe them. I'm like, no, families are more important than work. And you hear CEOs every day, you could look up on Google, pull quotes of people saying like, oh, we should be working 6 days a week. Who needs a weekend? Or, don't take this time off. I think the president was complaining about holidays last month. I mean, I think it was pointed towards a specific holiday, but he made it general where he was saying, oh, we lose so many billions of dollars because people aren't working. But like, yeah, who cares? That money that resources could be put into families, and families are more important. So anyway.
Yeah. I just happened to earlier today. I just happened to see just a short headline somewhere, and I can't remember where it was, but someone was talking about how they've done studies on optimization culture, like optimizing work and efficiency and whatnot, and using technology in order to get that optimum amount of work out of people. And they did an actual calculation, like they got information, I guess, data sets from various, work situations. And they actually calculated the amount of work that's done in a normal week. And they said it saves us no time. We
Yeah.
worked the same amount that we've always worked, or at least worked in the last 50 years, probably.
Yeah.
It's just a way for, Silicon Valley to, get rich by promising something that doesn't actually do anything. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that's actually like legit, but it seems like it would be believable. So
Well, yeah, I mean, the idea is that we've made these advances, and we know we've made these advances in efficiencies, but really, we just treat these as like givens now. Like as soon as you make the value, like it just exists.
mhm.
We're not in awe of it anymore. We just feed it into the normal thing. We
Yeah.
don't think of it as ever means of an end or an end itself. We just think of it as a means to do more stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was talking to my friends this week about I was complaining.
Wait, are these the same
about,
friends that
yes,
talk shit about? Okay, gotcha.
yeah, same friends.
I'm not letting it go.
Yeah,
friends.
you're not letting it go. But I was talking to my friends, and I'm gonna be careful because I was complaining about work. Just blah. I'm not gonna say anything specific, but I was complaining about this idea of like I don't know. Does your work have like tickets? Do you work by like tickets? Like I don't I don't
What do you
know
mean
how
tickets? Like services, like they give you a
like
ticket and
they give you a ticket, you work the
fulfill that
ticket,
ticket.
you
No.
fill the ticket. Yeah, some workplaces are like that, some workplaces aren't. A lot of like technology workplaces are like that because I guess there's these like I don't know, project modalities or something like that feed into ticket-based work. But tickets are kind of a bullshit thing that someone likes to to which okay, I will say it's fine. Bullshit is fine. Bullshit is how we create ideas out of nothing, right? Like, so bullshit has its use cases, but I don't think you should ever forget that something at its core is just bullshit. Um and so, I was complaining about this idea of like closing tickets being a metric for judging the value of something by, or the value of your organization, or something like that, and how that idea is kind of like saying that the more documents I had to sign increases the value of a thing. um because a ticket isn't like a defined object. It's just a problem that you've said into words, and you've like atomized in a way that way. But you could split the atom even more if you want. Like you could make it tickets all the way down. Like there's not a core to these things. And so, the number of tickets is meaningless in my mind. So
Yeah.
anyway, there's this joke I used to tell that was told to me, and I didn't come up with it, but when I was teaching math, you're talking about an exam coming up, and inevitably someone will always ask like, "Oh, how many questions are on the exam?" And so I like to tell this story about this guy. He walks into a pizza place and he goes, "I'd like to order a medium pizza." And the cashier goes, "Okay." And then the guy goes, "Well, how many slices is that?" And the cashier's like, "Well, we can cut it into 8. We normally cut it into 8 pieces, but we could cut it into 12 for you if you want. And he goes, oh, no, 8 is plenty. I could never eat 12 pieces. And to me, that encapsulates the idea of,
A ticket.
of the ticket system. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
As
that
a
makes
measure of
complete
value.
sense.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense. Because the same amount of work's being done. It's just that
same amount of work's being done.
You have a longer paper trail.
Yeah, you've increased the value by 50%. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so my biggest gripe about the place I work is just how quickly they are willing to accept technology. Like we've had meetings talking about AI, and I'll sign on, I'll be listening to this, and there is no viable disagreement or but what about this? Or no, it's like self-congratulatory, like this is what we're gonna do, this is gonna help so much, blah blah blah. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I ain't using that shit.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll use what you force me to use, but if it's not being forced on me, I ain't using it. Period.
Yeah. I mean, there are use cases, but I think people will overvalue these things, and they will not look at them as having big blind spots and big issues. And so we're going to get into a lot of situations where people go all in and then have to scale back because they rolled out this technology that doesn't actually solve their problem. I mean, it's a tale as old as time.
Yeah, it really is.
People thinking these things will solve their problems, and then they don't. So.
But here's the question, Jamison. Will these things solve the existential crisis of existence? I know. I said the same word twice in different ways.
The existential crisis of existence.
Yes.
I don't think so. Blake, I was telling you,
because the protagonist in this movie struggles with that very thing.
So we're making a hard turn back to the movie.
Yep.
From AI to the movie. Go. Yeah. This movie was interesting, and it definitely had a character who struggled with the existential crisis of existence.
But you ended up creating a really interesting argument for him, and not what he becomes or what ends up happening in the movie.
Wait, okay, yeah. Which one was
I'm
that?
talking about Frank Whaley.
Oh, yeah.
About him talking about at the beginning. He's talking to Jennifer Connelly, and he's like, "But I like living at home."
Well, yeah. I guess, okay, so let's just set the stage, because a lot of people probably haven't seen this movie, and it's a curiosity at this point.
It really is, because it's late stage John Hughes.
Yeah.
This is at the end of his time, being a writer. I don't think he's directed anything at this point.
You know what else he wrote?
Well, I know he wrote Home Alone. I think the first two, actually.
Yeah, he wrote something else after that, too. He wrote the Beethoven movie.
Oh, gosh. That sounds about right.
Under a pen name, because he was scared it was going to ruin his
And he should have been more ashamed of some of these other movies. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. Last time I saw Beethoven, I liked it because I was,
well,
a kid.
you put Charles Grodin in a movie, it's gonna be at least reasonably entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
That dude is hilarious.
Yeah, him fighting with a dog, absolutely.
Exactly. It's absurd in all the right ways.
Well, what is the other movie where? Oh, I always get this mixed up with Beethoven, and for a really dumb reason. The movie is called Clifford.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it's not about a dog, even though there is also another famous dog named Clifford.
The big red dog.
But it also stars Charles Grodin, getting really angry and fighting with the main character, who is a child, played by a 30-year-old man at that point.
Yeah,
I don't know how,
something like that.
I don't know how old
that was some Martin Short level shit.
That is definitely a curiosity. I don't think it's been forgotten. I think that has actually a pretty big cult following at this point.
Yeah.
But it might be interesting going back to that. Anyway,
Career Opportunity does not have a cult following, though.
It does say it does on Wikipedia, but I think one scene has a cult following.
Yes. And for all the wrong reasons. I mean, they're so right, but so wrong.
Yeah. What can I say? Anyway, so this movie, it kind of starts out interesting. You've got Frank Whaley, and he's this fast-talking, small-town guy. He's talking to these kids. He's making his life seem really big. But in reality, he's, hopping from job to job. He's like 21, so he's not that old. But, this was the early 90s and kind of a rural area. So, maybe being an adult was something else. Anyway, he doesn't really want to get a job. He's kind of scared of all of this, but he also kind of wants to be, the big man on campus, but his campus is really just his town. And I guess what I thought was interesting was he seemed so happy with that. Like, he wasn't necessarily, he was like, he's a chronic liar. He's called the town liar, in the movie. But he seems so genuinely happy about his family and the town he's in. Like, there are multiple times in the beginning of the movie where he's like confronted with this and he's like, I don't see what's wrong with living at home. And he says it in a way that doesn't seem like a lie. Later on, Jennifer Connelly kind of pulls it out of him that, maybe that's not what he really feels like, but maybe he's just saying that because he's being, manipulated by the world's most beautiful woman.
Her wiles?
The wiles, yeah. That, I don't know if I could resist that siren call, if I'm the night manager at Target.
Which, by the way, the fact that Target is displayed so often in this movie.
Oh
man, this was a different time.
We need to get into this because it was a different time. But both Kira and I were like, Target has not changed one bit. And that was like what was so shocking was this was over 30 years ago. This was almost 35 years ago. They used the same fucking font.
Just, I'm kind of proud of them for that.
Yeah, no, actually, maybe I shouldn't be digging at them for that. But like, it was wild to see that. It was like, oh, this is Target. Target is more of an
This
institution.
is their brand. By
Yeah,
God.
yeah. But yeah, so the whole movie is an ad for Target,
It
which
really
is
is.
actually a little disappointing because it's also about the soul suckings of corporations, but you're also, getting a little sucked by the corporations that
Mhm.
while you watch it. So I'm sure this adds to the fact of the movie not being very good because
Yeah.
it probably lacked any sort of purity or like backbone too. So
And I would guess around 91, at least it would have been beginning, you would have had a lot more rural um, protest against stores like Target and Walmart coming into their towns. Um, like there's documentaries about people who like were fighting to keep Walmart out, and losing every time, of course, because they didn't
yeah,
have the say or the money or the political power or anything like that. So that's what's even more kind of disappointing about this movie is because it's just it really is like an ad.
it
Like
yeah,
it's
it bypasses all of that. Like there's this tiny lip service paid to the idea that there's one person who gets to make decisions for all of the town, and
yeah.
this is Jennifer Connelly's dad in the
Mm-hmm.
movie. There's a passing reference to that, but like it's not, it would be a big stretch to assume that that was like somehow like, pointing to what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But like, yeah, the movie just bypasses that. But it does start out, this guy, not only is he saying like I like living at home, which, I don't think people should live at home necessarily, but I think there's this idea of liking being with his family. But he's also told, why don't you move to St. Louis? Like, it's like 20 miles away and you could, be in this big city. And he seems genuinely like bothered that he would need to do that. Like,
Yeah.
why can't I have all I need in this area? And
Yeah.
and yeah, it is a little disappointing that just like, gets overwhelmed by his dick, right? Like
Exactly.
just like totally overridden
I
any
mean,
sort
everyone
of.
has a price, right?
Everyone has a price, yeah. And his is $50,000 and Jennifer Connelly. So, which,
And you know what?
some
Not a
prices
bad
are
deal.
lower than that. Yeah, this is true. This is true.
Oh yeah. So go so I know you have the story about Jaycon and I guess Paul Bettany.
It's just an
Um
aside. I just
no,
had to
no,
get it in at some
you
point.
have to
Yeah.
get it in. So the one thing I would do want to note, and so for our viewers, like most of this movie takes place, of course, inside a Target. He's the night janitor, basically.
Night
He's
janitor.
supposed
Yeah.
to he's supposed to clean up the store or whatnot. He's locked in to the store because the dickhead
It's
who runs
it's
that whole
such a
thing,
contrived
it's so contrived.
situation.
It locks him in, says like you'll get keys if you like do your fucking job by morning or whatever. Um, and so he's
Which he
just, of
does not
course,
do.
he
Yeah.
does not do it. No, and he's just like goofing off in the store and whatnot. And he finds out that Jennifer Connelly's character, I don't remember her name because who cares? It's Jennifer Connelly. Um, she was trying to shoplift in Target, which I think is funny, but because it's actually not that hard to do, um, or Walmart for that matter. Um, she's trying to shoplift and she gets cold feet, I guess. I think you could argue one way or another as to whether or not that's the case or not. But she ends up, I guess, falling asleep in a dressing room after she stops. Like, she doesn't go through with it, and she's there locked in with Frank Whaley. And so they, of course, they goof off together and they get to know each other. And of course, it's kind of that rom com feel, which I love all that stuff. I love it. Always have loved that stuff. Um, they're doing the classic, like, this is John Hughes, so you know what to expect. Like, she's rich, he's poor. They're gonna dance at some point to some, 80s music or something. Like, there's things that he does throughout his career that you expect, and it comes through in this one. But the overarching, there's a narrative on the outskirts of this whole story, and it's about two robbers, played by the Mulroney brothers. And of course, you know where this is headed. They're going to get into the Target, and somehow, we don't know how, and they do. And I kid you not, Jamison, when this happens, when they finally show up, I'm like, oh, so here's where the movie's going to get funny and good and like really, And I look at the clock and it's like 18 minutes till the movie's over, and I'm like, what the fuck? How is this going to work? These guys must be the worst robbers ever, because this should have been way longer. This should have been more of the movie than just 20 minutes. Now, I will admit, there is one good scene interaction-wise between the J-Con and Frank Whaley and the two robbers, and it's where they've got him lying down on the ground and they do like, I actually enjoyed that, but I wanted more of that. I wanted more of that, like, cat and mouse, like, comedy, like, trying to outsmart each other, and like, because he's so good at lying, like, he convinces people that generally, I mean, most people know he's bullshitting, but
yeah,
I mean, he's got the ability to be charismatic and convince some people that he's telling the truth. And I thought, oh, this is gonna be fun, because this is the town liar and the rich girl, and he's gonna like combat, like, mentally these two dumbass robbers, and you get one decent scene, and that's about it. You do get Jennifer Connelly on a dime store rocking horse, so that's a win.
That is also a win. Yeah,
but that's about it. And then the movie's over. It kind of just like ends.
It just ends.
They're sitting in Hollywood,
which I'm assuming is
$50,000. That's not that much, even in '91. It's not that much. And so you wouldn't be going to Hollywood and going to a fucking resort.
This is true. I mean, I think the idea was that was just the getaway money, right? She was a rich girl. She had a bank of things that she could pull from, I'm sure. But but yeah, no, there's plenty of things that don't make sense in this movie.
No.
Why would he be locked in? Is it even ever believable that someone would fall asleep? And these, I feel like nothing about this movie really, like, none of those things actually like bother me that much. Maybe the sum of them all like bother me, is that there's so many things like that. But like, rom-coms, the meet cute, like, it doesn't have to make sense. It can be some fantastical thing. I do think that the movie, you mentioned kind of like not leaving enough time for some of these things. I think the movie like will like skip to, oh, this happened, and then kind of like give a hand wave reason as to like how it happened, and then that's kind of the disappointing
Yeah.
effect of these things. Instead, maybe it could have shown like her falling asleep or something like that
Yeah.
in these rooms. Like, but you see her kind of shoplifting and having a little bit of like doubt about it, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and then boom, she's there with him in the store. There's not really a middle ground, and then they explain this and you're like, oh, I guess. So,
Yeah.
it's not that these unbelievable scenarios exist that kind of bothered me. It's kind of how the movie dealt with it. But I think this gets at where a lot of the flaws are in the movie, which is it feels like a mishmash of things that they didn't leave enough time for and should have been handled by better people at the time.
Yep.
It feels like a Coen Brothers movie to
Mm-hmm.
me that is definitely like sea level, like below even like Lady Killers,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
as far as quality. But like you've got these elements. Like I actually really like some of these elements. Like I like Frank Whaley. He's a fast talker, and I think he
Mm-hmm.
would be really good in a Coen Brothers style,
Yeah.
screwball comedy. And so you have that element going, and it's good and it's fun and it's like, it's got momentum to it. And then, then you
And
have kind of
the
this.
movie is not without some decent shots.
No.
Yeah.
And then you have the Mulroney brothers, who are kind of like callbacks to Raising Arizona, to like
Mm-hmm.
John Goodman and his his escapee friend in that, where they're just kind of like goofy outlaws.
Yep.
But yeah, the movie just does not know what to do with them, and
Yeah.
there's a couple scenes throughout the movie, so like, oh, there's something else coming, and then they just show up, and then it gets wrapped up real quickly.
You know who so I'm gonna ask you the same thing, but I'm gonna tell you automatically who I'm gonna choose to remake this movie. Remake it the way it should be remade. And that's Boots Riley.
Okay.
Go full on batshit crazy absurd, sorry to bother you, like
Mm-hmm.
craziness. And I think he would, because he's
Is he gonna make more movies, or is he
probably
just?
not.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to.
No.
I think he made his statement with "sorry to bother you," and
Yeah.
it's like he's like, "What else do I need to say?" It's bullshit out there, guys. So, but I think he could actually bring out all the best parts of this movie, like because there's conceptually, there's a lot of pretty compelling ideas that you could do with it. Drop the Target advertisement element, just create a new made up store, whatever. Make it a satire, but still have the meet cute, romantic relationship going on in there. And I think there's a lot of, it's not a bad concept. It's a good concept, but man, missed so many opportunities. Career opportunities, no less.
Career opportunities. I will say, it is wild that this movie, and the Targetness was probably deeply embedded into how it came into being. But it is interesting because if you think about a remake for this movie, even if you just gave a direct pitch that was like copying the original, you're talking about an art house rom-com now. And I think that's a very interesting thing. And maybe this is true about like John Hughes films just in general, is like, if you were to remake them, they're not going to be mainstream movies anymore. They're going to be like A24, sorry, but
It's true though.
A24 like eighth grade, or like whatever these other movies.
And this may shock you,
Smart.
Jamison, but I
Yeah.
actually don't have as big of an issue with A24 non-horror as I do horror.
Yeah.
8th grade was great. I thought it was awesome. But
yeah, I didn't love Booksmart. I thought that was kind of
it was fine.
Okay.
It was basically just trying to be super bad with girls.
I think that's what was like disappointing was it just felt like an echo of a different film. So
yeah. I wanted to like this movie more, and I sent you a message after I finished watching it like last week sometime, and I said this movie is dumb as shit, but I still kind of like it. I mean, it's got enough enjoyable moments in it. Like, yeah, there's a lot of like questionable choices that were being made, but at the end of the day, like, if I just want to like veg out, I wouldn't mind watching it again.
Yeah,
I've seen way worse, like Axum for that matter.
I think if you had mixed this movie with a little more of what Static had, and then this movie had a little more like momentum than Static, I think I think
you have a hell of a good movie.
Yeah, I think if you take the average of these films, you might have a good movie because, like, I feel like the ends of both of these films are so like WTF, but in very different ways. Like in Static, it's like, oh, that went a lot darker than I thought it was going to be, and then this one, it's like,
just clean up the mess.
We ran out of time. Here is a bow. Like that's literally what this movie did, and there's got to be some balance in there where it's it doesn't kill the vibe, but it gives you a little more thought as to like what transpired. Yeah, I can't say I didn't enjoy my time watching this. Like I said, it was a curiosity, and I think it was a really good pick for what we're going at. I don't think it's a good movie, but yeah, it could have been. Maybe, maybe Boots Riley will hear our podcast and want to remake it.
I'm gonna try to send it to him personally.
You do that. You do that. I don't know if you've got time, but there are two more topics that I need you to tell me
I need you to tell me the J-Con story.
Okay, so here's the J-Con story.
This is like the worst aside ever, but whatever.
Yeah, this is not related to the movie. So Jennifer Connelly is married to Paul Bettany,
which I just found out tonight.
Yeah. He, of course, acted with her in the movie A Beautiful Mind.
I forgot about that.
Stupid ass movie.
Yeah.
It did not
Loved
deserve
it at the time, but that's because I was a stupid kid. So
yeah, but it did have J-Con in it. So it's not a secret to the podcast listeners. Jennifer Connelly is my celebrity crush. Like if I was to choose one, it's Jennifer Connelly. I think she's very, very attractive. And I'll jump at an opportunity to watch.
And she acts too.
And she acts too. Yeah. But Paul Bettany is also a fan of Jennifer Connelly. In fact, if you look up his Wikipedia page, you'll read the story about how he became married to her. Mm-hmm. So apparently when he was like a teenager, he had a poster of her in his room, and it was like a Labyrinth poster, and
which is kind of Kind of weird, but whatever. Yeah. He was a kid
you
too,
know,
so it didn't matter.
he was a kid, but
It's
he
not
had
like
a
David
huge
Bowie.
yeah, yeah. He had a huge crush on her. And so he was just this dweeby guy who liked this girl on the poster. He ends up working with her on A Beautiful Mind, and they go their separate ways. And then September 11th happens. And
I'm
Paul
not sure where this
Bettany,
is going.
Paul Bettany has a crisis of existence. He realizes that life is short and another September 11th could happen again.
Yeah.
And this translates in his Paul Bettany brain to I need to ask this person to marry me,
Mhm.
not to go out with me, not anything like that. They didn't have a relationship. So he asks Jennifer Connelly to marry him. They knew each other. They were friends. He
Yeah.
just goes, "Hey, we should get married." And it fucking worked.
And they're still married to the day?
And they're still married today. They have 2 kids. They're probably living a very happy life. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows the insides of these,
Okay.
what
Hey,
goes
Jamison, we were discussing whether or not Paul Bettany was a bad person or not.
okay.
You can't tell that story. If it's true, you can't tell that story and not say that this guy is not a good guy. I mean, he
I
fucking
hope
took a risk. The highest risk of all risks. And he got it.
there's a meme. I learned this story through a meme because there's a meme that was going around, which was like me trying to like stop me using a time machine to try to stop September 11th, and then it was like Paul Bettany, and he's like, no, or something like that. The whole point was that Paul Bettany is the one person who is thankful for September 11th. Which is pretty funny. But yeah, then that led me down this rabbit trail to learn this. It's wild.
That is wild.
I hope in my deepest hope that he is a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. So I will gladly go down a path of one of the two topics.
Oh, that was one of them. So
Oh,
we
shit.
covered
Well,
it.
then we're good. We're good.
I think this would have bled into the other one, which was yeah, that actors are just the same as AI, but
Do it. Do it.
well,
Do
so
it.
you were asking me if Paul Bettany is a good guy, and I was like, I don't know, he's an actor, and you were like, but he played what's his name in A Knight's
Chaucer.
Tale.
Chaucer in
In
Knight's
A
Tale.
Knight's Tale. And I was like, Blake, this is part of my theory of AI is that we already have these things that trick us into thinking that they have souls and we call them actors. When really they don't have souls, they don't know what it's like to be the common person.
Yeah.
They don't know what it's like to speak for the common man, And I gave the example of Oprah, who, it's very much like, oh, I talk to the people, I speak for the people, I read books just like the people, but like, Oprah is not the common man. Maybe Oprah has a soul, maybe Paul Bettany has a soul. I don't know. I hope they do.
But all the
But
evidence leads to not.
all the evidence leads to me not being sure. But you know what? The people they play on TV do. And I think that's what's compelling about acting and this analogy with AI is, yeah, the people the AI play on your computer screen are intelligent, but it is a mask. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's convoluted, but yeah.
It's funny you bring up Oprah because I've actually got a great story. So I don't know if you remember this, but this would have been, let's see, I was in 8th grade. So that would have been about 94, 95 when I would have been in 8th grade. And around that time, a big court battle happened in Amarillo. And it involved Oprah because she defamed the beef industry on her show, and they took her to court. And it happened in Amarillo, so she had to fly to Amarillo for a certain period of time to be a part of this trial.
Nice.
And around this time, I was in history class, and apparently this was a common thing for them to do in this specific teacher's class, was to do a mock debate. So you had to like pick a subject, and one teammate had to take the for and one against, blah blah blah. And we got the defamation suit. And so I ended up, I don't remember if I argued for or against. Probably against. I don't remember though. And this really has nothing to do with anything, but I think it's hilarious that she got sued for defamation, and I got to debate it in 8th grade history class.
Do you remember what she said, and do you remember if she lost?
I doubt she lost. I don't actually remember, but I can find out real quick. You
know what?
You vamp for a second.
You know what I realized as we were talking about this? This was not the second topic. The second topic that I had was actually related. Blake is shaking his head because he does not want me to bring up the actual second topic because he has to go to bed. I won't. But the second topic was related to the movie. This one was not related to the movie. This was related to Paul Bettany. Anyway, I just wanted to come clean about that I actually had another topic related to the movie. But anyway, you asked me to vamp.
Yeah, so okay, I found this.
That's your fault.
It says the suit, which grew out of a 1996 segment of the, so it was 96, 97, grew out of the Oprah Winfrey Show segment called Dangerous Food, generated lively and occasionally humorous debate in the press about whether it is possible to libel a hamburger. Although Winfrey and Lyman eventually prevailed in court, so they did win, the law under which the suit was brought, false disparagement of perishable food products, 1995, remained on the books in Texas, as did similar laws in 12 other states, known as food disparagement, food libel, or veggie libel laws. These statutes were designed to enable agricultural and food corporations to prevent potential critics from publicly impugning the safety of their products. And they continue to serve that purpose to this day. So yeah, she called out the beef industry and beef in general as a dangerous food. So yeah, there you go. And she won. Of course she did. That would have been my guess, even though I couldn't remember for sure. I'm like, who's going to win on that? Come on.
It seems wild that you can libel a hamburger.
I mean, I don't want to be too quick to say it's a bullshit law. It reads like a bullshit law. But I can also, if I thought about it further, I could probably make a convincing argument for it.
Look, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's wild.
It is wild.
Yeah, it's
wild, very much
that. I mean, I definitely think it could be contorted into some sort of bullshit.
Oh.
Even if, in fact, you know what? The whole reason you might want to libel a hamburger is because of the bullshit.
That's true.
Is making its way into it and making it a harmful food.
Yeah, that's right.
So.
But we all know what the true bullshit is. Oprah Winfrey picking William Faulkner's The Sound and the Fury for Oprah's book club.
Do you think Oprah actually has read The Sound of the Fury?
Fuck no.
How many people do you think she conned into reading that? Well, okay.
Well, the real question is, okay, I think
How
the
far
more
did they
interesting
get?
question is, yeah, exactly. How far did they get? Because I despise that book, and I've read all Faulkner's stuff, and most of it I don't like.
Which one do
And
you
so I can
like?
only The Light in August.
Okay.
It's the only one that like I was like, okay. Like, don't get me wrong. I appreciate what the guy's doing. Like I appreciate the mastery of his craft. But
Mhm.
good lord, trying to read that shit and like getting through it and like enjoying your time like as a reader in that space, it's brutal. It was not my
I
favorite year of reading.
I have read The Sound of the Fury. That's the only one. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't read
Did you like it?
I mean, I wasn't hey, I don't yeah, I liked it.
There you have it,
I
folks.
I don't
Jamison's half a thumb up. Yeah, I
yeah,
liked it.
I liked it. I think I have a weird I don't know. I have a weird relationship with books like that where I just kind of like power through them and
Mm-hmm.
then I think about them later. I don't know what I was feeling like when I was reading it. I honestly don't. So,
I had that same exact uh, experience with Thomas Pynchon's Gravity's Rainbow,
okay.
which I powered through at the time I read it, but now like certain passages like live rent free in my brain to this day.
Yeah, I will say Sound and Fury didn't like I remember the arc of the story, this girl is missing and then she runs away.
Yeah,
I mean part of the things, it takes place over a weekend. It's kind of like I don't know, it's
it's a
kind of like
fever dream.
it's a fever dream, but I guess it kind of like it's like an Easter story arc or something like that. So yeah,
Yeah,
those are the things that I remember.
yep.
But this was also a long time ago. So,
I bet you didn't expect Faulkner to show up on this episode.
dude, I
I
think
mean, we're getting classy up in this joint.
we talked about a lot of shit in this
Yeah,
episode.
we did.
Uh, yeah. All right. Well,
Well,
I think we've talked about enough.
yeah, amen to that.
Bye.
Also, this show has been brought to you by Target. Bye.